Sino ba yung pinaka-common na response dito? Most common response. Consolidate them all. Then, by the time that you can have your consolidation, do not hide those responses or data, which is something like it affects grading on other group or organization. For example, kung nakanda ka about sa MOA, money matters siya, and you are really the right person to conduct that. One kid ka, school head book ka, di ko ka, sir, gusto ko kaya mag-uwi ka din mo, ikaw mag-validate. Now, by the time nga nakita niyo nga maugit tayo findings based on survey, do not hide. Kaya hindi hide to kaya it will affect the group, it will affect the school's performance, it will affect the division's performance. Mamaot ang iyahang lungo. There is no transparency there. So, in every aspect in research, whether you are in the first part, tapos sa background sa study, introduction, critical framework, transparency is very important. Kung mao'y giingon sa usa ka author, mo siya. Believe it or not, but it was the findings coming from different scholars, and you should include that one in your manuscript. Nakuha? So we need to say, wala pong undisclosed sources. Wala pong tinatawag natin personal interpretations. Remember, peer review. When can we see that there is peer review? For example, if I already made a research last year, I plan to submit my research to other schools, to other colleges and universities. So what I did for me to be able to send or publish my output there, kinahanglan siya of peer review. Meaning to say, I may ask somebody who is an expert in research also to review my output. Ang tawag ko doon, peer review. Kuha? Our own scrutiny. During the process of peer review, there is what we call scrutinizing happen. Gihagpata na by part. That is why the decision of the peer review could be like this. Pass with major revision. Pass with minor revision. Pass with no revision. Pinaka-last is no acceptance. Ito sa bawat hindi siya pwedeng tumagot. Okay? Padayon, ma'am.
So, can I add something though, according to my
Yes.
also, based on transparency, if you're not transparent in our research, it might get a problem, especially in ethical problems. I also
Remember, yes, it's correct. Those are part with ethical considerations. Para hindi ka nag-follow ng ethical process in doing the research. Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
Next is the empirical research. The definition of empirical research, please read everybody.
Empirical approach to research emphasizes observation and experience as the primary sources of knowledge. It seeks to discover measurable regularities and generalizable patterns in the world.
Can I ask your understanding about empirical research before I present to you the key characteristics of this research? So it talks there that empirical research emphasizes on observation and experience as primary source. Can you give me an example of empirical research based on observation and experience as primary sources of knowledge? Because we are going to compare empirical to interpretive. Interpretative. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure, but I think the word empirical emphasizes and it has the word primary source. So it came out to my mind that empirical research has a shallow data or information, I think.
Because it emphasizes only on observation and daily experiences as primary sources. One example is, for example, simple na ito nga routine ba? If your routine is receiving a mail at this specific hour, so wala siya, no? Nga, imuhang yun mo na siya nga oras, kaya makareceive ka o mail ang nga oras. So that is based on your observation and your experience. Okay, so we have different experiences like that. These are the key characteristics of this research. The first one, it relies on direct or indirect observation. The second one, this empirical research uses quantitative research methods such as hypothesis testing and statistical analysis. It also involves collecting numerical data, often through closed-ended questions. So, lahi siya i-interpreted kay siya is quantitative, meaning numerical ang iyahang data na mag-gathering. And it is often through closed-ended questions. So, saan ang mga closed-ended questions? Standardized o yes or no? Okay ba na siya, no? Kay dali naman na mag-gather ang data na. However, the next method is different. Take note ha, empirical, direct, or indirect observation, it uses quantitative and closed-ended questions. Also, it aims to identify relationships between variable and test hypothesis. It often assumes that phenomena can be objectively measured and that all instances of a phenomenon have the same meaning.
Okay, why is it called as empirical? Paano naging empirical research? What is really the core idea? Why is it that there is, based on the statement, there is what we call empirical research? Anybody from the group? Because when we talk about research, there are so many components of research. No? Just to let you know that a lot of components under this what we call research. Meron tinatawag nating action research, basic research, applied research, field research. Ang daming component ng research. But according to Miss Melanie, in her presentation, she first discussed about empirical research. And why is it? What's really the core idea or the significance of this empirical research to us? Anybody?
It's all about our personal experiences.
Aside from personal experiences, because when we talk about empirical research, it follows a strong observation and experimentation. Now, according to the presentation, it's quantitative, but remember, in other textbook, empirical research can be done also through qualitative. Kaya nabi ito itawag ko observation. And basically, that observation that I'm talking here falls under to what we call qualitative. Dalawa lang po yung pinaka, the mother and the father of methods. Quantitative, at saka yung pinaka-isa is qualitative. Quantitative coming from the root word quantity. And to say it's numeric. It involves number. Now, on the other hand, word qualitative coming from the root word quality, meaning to say purely words, expressions, experiences, and observations here is also present. Nakapalo mo? Okay, next. Next na lang.
Next is interpretive approach. An interpretive approach to research focuses on exploring the meaning of experiences and phenomena from the perspective of the individuals involved. It seeks to understand the world through the interpretations and meanings of that people create. So, lahi sila duha. The key characteristics are, it explores the subjective meanings that people attach to their experiences. It uses qualitative research methods such as interviews and open-ended questions. So, the empirical uses closed-ended and quantitative, but also...
Can you give me an example of this closed-ended and open-ended question, reporter?
Closed-ended, sir, na objective lang siya. It's either answers yes or no.
Okay, very good. How about open-ended?
Open-ended meaning to say a question is being asked and the respondent is free to to express based on his or her experience.
So, we need to say, to make it short, when we talk about open-ended questions, there is a follow-up question. For example, why is it that, for example, gumara ka niya ako, gusto man ka gusto man na ito pagtulong sa mga multi-grade ng mga bata, foundation, nasulit ko survey, wala ka lang in-improve na. Kano wala pa man libro? Right one, na yung mga follow-up question. No, that's open-ended type of question. But usually most are open-ended type of questions. Semi-structured. Okay? So, ano to? This is interpretive approach. Yes. Interpretive approach is a type of approach wherein very useful siya in terms of qualitative. So for example, when you do some analysis, you can actually analyze a certain data with just, or right after with data gathering. Ay kung na, pag mag-data gathering, kung bigyan ka dito, kung tubag ina-circle ka na, ako din siya i-interpret. No! Remember, there is a process under this approach. That is why gusto yung tinawag natin na thematic approach, thematic analysis, Kankler and Pendron, sa 6 steps na before mo siya ma-analyze, before ka mag-present sa pinaka-main and field, you will first go with categorization, coding, and next we have groupings and formulation of significant meanings and things. Finally, you will come out with the main theme. Ano siya. Anyway, we will go deeper to that. No? There is topic assigned to that. Isa to siya, and then sige lang ay ato na nag-discuss further.
Another is interpretive approach, understand the meaning of actions, identities, attitudes, opinions, and decisions. It also recognizes the complexity of human experience and the influence of culture. It also acknowledges that different people may have different interpretations of the same phenomenon.
Yes.
Because we have different
How can we avoid bias in terms of our interpretation? How can we avoid bias? Because there might be some biases, right? It might be that the way you interpret the data might be different from my interpretation. And how can we avoid that kind of situation? What would be the best action or intervention to avoid our own interpretation? Because remember, according to some others, we have different perspectives. Because according to them, no one is a monopoly of knowledge. So we say we be able to share whatever perspective we have. But this time, we are talking about biases. During the interpretation of data, what is the best thing to do in your head in order for you to avoid biases during with interpretation? I think anybody from the group? Let's have this area. Ikaw, ma'am. Is the creation.
And then for me, sir, for us to avoid biases in interpreting our data, we must use rubrics, and then there must be a given interpretation based on the number. This is the basis for one, two, three, so that the respondents will just be able to pick the corresponding numbers to their and then we will not be biased anymore because we will just compute the numbers in total.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mary Grace.
Very great. So, any idea? Let's have this group. Ayan. Ito mo na-agree.
So, I think sir, para wala tayong bias sa mga judging natin, it should have a good criteria of this specific kanang researcher. So, if you have a good criteria, like any competitions, no, if you have that criteria, those persons, mag-relate siya doon sa criteria na kanyang ginajudge. Like for us, if we have this research, so those criteria that we are, yung sinusunod na natin yung criteria na kailangan i-judge. So therefore, hindi tayo magkakaroon ng bias sa ating pag-judge sa kanyang research. So same with any competition.
Okay, so parang it's quantitative, no? Because if you're going towards engineering, what else?
Can I ask?
Yes, yes.
Since it's qualitative, so you have said a while ago about generalizability. So it should be the data should be saturated, I think. So meaning to say, if the data is saturated in qualitative approach, meaning to say it is minimizing bias, meaning mas daghan ang istorya, so it should maybe it's closely possible that this
Yes,
data is
that's
correct.
that's one. What else? Ano pa? What else? Because we're talking here about interpretations na this is not about yes, no? Because when we talk about the data gathering, we must secure the saturation of the data in a qualitative setup. But this time we're talking about interpretation. Please focus your mind about interpretation. The way I interpret the data might be different from your interpretation. Now, if I will be that person who interpret the data, how can I avoid biases during the interpretation? Yes.
Basta in my understanding about that, maybe dili siya mahulog siya ng bias, dili mo siya i-refer sa inyong experiences.
And what will you do?
Apa siya, kung based na kung sayang ang saya, kung saan nagagawin na.
Okay, Kusubayan. Yes, you're correct. If you are going to base your interpretations on the different readings that you have. Kaya nga, importante dito si literature. So the literature will come out here. Because according to the study, it was mentioned that their perspective might be like this. Ako nakita kung sa salita kanin siya, ay okay, tinugod yun din, isuportaan man sa study, nang itanggap ito sa London. Na ay study nga nag-ingon siya. Di ba remember, what is your definition about theory? When I ask my PEd students, alas na ako, ang theory sir ay haka-haka. Bagong tagal-haka. There are no theories exist nga haka-haka. It is evidence-based and that's coming from study and research. And that's coming from a very particular scientific study. So meaning to say, if the data goes like this during your interpretation, if you visit some literature that speaks the same with the findings, it might be that your findings is true and there are no biases on it. Kaya ingon man si, according to, for example, if the data goes like this, based on my study, the findings are following. Tak, 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 tak. Based on the study of Piaget, according to Piaget, for example, in her theory on cognitive development states that niingon siya nga panilas na biingon. Bot pasabot si Piaget, usa sa mga ebidensya nga imong pag-interpret sa data nga mismo tino o siya. Kung ha? Sige, next.
The next topic is all about research to overcome cognitive bias. There are common causes of biases. So the first one is the need to act fast. So bias is you need to act fast. Next, too much information. Next, deciding what to remember. Next, assigning meaning to experiences. Next is heuristics. Heuristic means mental shortcuts. Speed of thinking in business communication. Para ma-shortcut man natin sa tuloy.
What is that too much information?
Too much information sa...
Right? Yes. Gano'n man, ha? When can you say that there is too much information in research?
Sa research law. It says that too much information could lead to bias because ligahin ang mga ideas.
If ever you are making a research which is imbes mo na siya mag-direct punta, ito na dito daghan kayong flowering word. For example, kaya ko na sa MC ka, nag-call ka o ka ng speaker, that's one ka, the most handsome, brilliant, sama siya, dynamic, energetic. Nabuan mo lang siguro ka. Abot naman ka ng mga daghang adjective. And it's too much. Wala na siya ginoo. No? So why not if you're going to call that? Ladies and gentlemen, this time we call our school head of siguro integrated school, principal 3, ara! Dili kay the mother, dynamic, energetic, beautiful. Ginuhugda na lang tanan. Ugma na i-kaistoryahan siya. The same as research. There are also cases that you also get too much information that is irrelevant with your study. Remember, lalo ng concern, kailangan mo ng research o baga. Anong baga ang dupasagot na hindi na siya too much. Mabaga siya, ay kulang pa kang ebidensya. Ganong ka na may resulta sa iyong study. Maunang during sa defense, may mga ginapanig ka. I think we need to read more about that book. Please research about this and I. Please research about this and I. Munang bumaga siya, it's not too much, but there is something, an information in this tiboglan sa buwan and display. Ha? Siya kaya pinagawa na kung gusto. Ito kabasa ang lagyo. Dapat hindi niya kumata. Next! What is that confirmation bias? When can we say that there is confirmation bias? Sige, reporter, sama na siya.
It is tendency to notice and remember information that fits our existing beliefs while ignoring or forgetting the information that challenges them. Wala siya ay information na ako'y reproduction, heuristic,
No. Let's focus about confirmation bias. When can we say that there is confirmation bias in research? According to the definition, tendency to notice and remember information that fits our existing. Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
From what I understand, you can see that there's an information bias if a researcher read that the result is similar to their prior knowledge. Then they can connect and ignore what is really the essence, the main point. And when ang yan yung connect, ang yan wala yung belief instead
Yes.
of
Yes. There are cases like this. Sample, I am a teacher. I am a teacher in grade 1. That's stage 1. 4 elementary teachers here. And that means, now, I'm conducting a study about the domain of learnings about, sige lang, behavioral, example, ang behavior sa bata, panamitan sa akong klase, sa akong, wala kong study, kasi the focus of the study is about the student's behavior, the learner's behavior, during the actual discussion. Kung sa ilang behavior, kung magklase na ko sa mga bata, na ang akong gigamit is ganitong mga traditional na pamahagi. For example, sa mga traditional na teaching na ko. Chok talk. No? Now this time, I've been a teacher for so many years, 20 years. So nagkandak man ko, and it come out with a certain findings. So pag nagkita na ko sa findings, ako nabantayan na, kahit lagi sa akong experience, kahit lagi sa akong ako ni ikuan, ako ni alisdan. Kay, dili mao. Kay niingon mo siya dili ko, mauni, which is so quite siya sa akong experience. Another example, you are making some intervention. For example, sa mga intervention sa DepEd, like project, about mga intervention ba sa ang bata para makapalo siya pasa. Now, based in your experience, dahil na certain project or dahil na certain intervention is effective. Pero wala man mo siya i-understand research. So, we need to say, floating pa kung effective ba siya or dili. Now, during with your research process, here comes na ang findings. And nakita sa findings na hindi siya effective. Na ikaw, I've been using this type of technique sa akong klase para mabasa ng bata kaya ako siya ipa-oral ko ni talagang magbuhaton. Kasi tawag na pala niya. Makabasa man siya. Pero niya sa akong study, hindi man siya effective. Ay ako ni possible. Kaya effective din siya. Mga nakubay, matingala mo, ga-pre-test, pag-abot sa post-test, di dako ang score. Isang dili tinuod nga di dako ang score. Kung ano gitawag na confirmation bias. Imo siya ibase sa imong personal na experience or personal na belief. And that should be avoided. Sir, what is sir? I'm conducting about the study. It's all about effectiveness of using example. Gesta sa pagbasa. Ito siya, no? On enhancing the reading performance of my learners. What if, sir, the findings is negative? And it falls under the category that this intervention is not effective. What should I do, sir? Did I produce a research which is not effective? The answer is no. But your research is very, very nice. Nausa ko ba nila, sir? Because mao siyang tinuod. And what will be my next step? Ito na kasi mo recommendation. Ngayon nga, I recommend to revisit a study on sa may mo recommend, basic na problema dito sa mo implement. Basic wala kay kakaibang motive process. Basic wala ko mo natarong pag-implement or wala mo siya na systematic pag-start mo ang research. Or basic imong intervention dili siya haon sa mga bata nga imong ipili. Mayanan magpabasa kag ayo. Dagay ning bata kay kana pang ang iyang level sa reading kay kuan siya yung ipabasa kay mga lisod kaayo, frustration sila. Now niya ang ipabasa kay mga dili pa to pang frustration level. Kuya nagtuo ka nga nakabasa gid sila adto. Tungod kay na ka intervention imong jud kang effective to, ni come out na dili effective. There's something wrong with your implementation sa imong intervention. Dili mao ang imong process, dili mao ang bata kay imong ipili, or dili mao ang area, ang environment. Taghang factors siya pwedeng mo affect nganong nag-negative or di siya effective. Kuha, do not hide. One pang ibang bilihan. Sa ito, you must be transparent with your research. Sir, mauna ko dito sa sir? Nga akong topic kay effectiveness, ito mo rin change. Because the title itself is considered as a working title. At the end of the study, when the findings comes out, naan siya, review, the title will change automatically. It's not effectiveness na kasi kung tayo na effectiveness na ginon dito. Unsa man? So may topic na. Analysis of the effect on, hindi naman i-analyze mo kung ano sa epekto or wala. O ano itawag na working title. Do not believe that the title that we have grabbed in the first case is the final title until the last part. Nasaktan ko, mao nang bilihan ko sa research. Mao nang mag-research mong tanan. Ha? Kabiling tagadite. Okay? Isa may nakatin na actually research din. Wapa! Ilan na pa years in service? Ikaw ha? Sige, padayon.
Okay, the last topic would be the theory and research focusing on deductive and inductive. So before I proceed, can I have your idea about the difference between deductive and inductive?
Bukani, tawag ko lang mo po, kabalo.
Okay. It's very common in especially in
Like, please ask this group. Kaya wala pa kayo istorya.
Can I ask her for your idea of the difference between deductive and inductive?
Deductive, kuhaan mo? Kuhaan?
Yes, kuhaan. Yes, correct. Kuhaan. Pero that's not siya gagikan.
Okay.
Kuhaan. In other terms. What can you give me an example of a deductive
About
process?
deductive process. So, about sa kuhaan? Research. Kuhaan ang kuhaan? Info? Ay, ang research niya, kuhaan siya, yun, tapos, silbi koreksyonan, ana.
Okay. Sir, any
Kuhaan
other
yun.
idea?
So when we say deductive approach, it actually uses inverted pyramid. Ibali, from the general topic, i-specify mo siya, i-narrow down mo siya, para ma-pinpoint mo kung asa ang problem, kung sa issues.
So thank you, ma'am. So meaning deductive is moving from general to specific. There is an example here, starting with self-regulated learning theory, the general, and hypothesizing that students with lower goals will ask for less feedback or specific, and then testing the hypothesis with data. So because sa general theory and hypothesizing and himay-himay siya and collecting data in order to gather evidence.
Hari ka na itong question.
Okay, I see it.
Ah.
Deductive approach po tayo.
Grabe ay.
Now, takto ba ko?
Lockdown.
Yes, takto approach. Alright, now, para mas masabtan na ito tayo, saan ito, sir? Ay, deductive sa research. Ulang ito ang theory to review sa paglang theory. Example na sa iyo. Now, your study is about, I will just dictate your title. Title is Effects of Technology in Education. No. Effects of Technology in Education. Then, and their academic performance. So when we say the topic is about technology, it could be cell phone, laptop, ano yung mga technology devices natin? USB, so TV, so lahat po yung mga technology included. Academic performance, it could be the grade of the students, from math, English, Filipino. Now, okay na ka? Okay, now, for you to be able to apply deductive approach, diba first thing first, right after crafting your title, your next step is to make your introduction. So, doon tayo sa introduction, may already nakauna. First part pala sa same research, diba? Ay, kung nagbuhat ko na kasi mo nga chapter 3, o kanya chapter 1. Huwag ka nakabalo kung sa background sa yung study. Huwag ka nakagamag introduction. So, introduction mo na tayo. Now, deductive approach can also be applied in the part of introduction because you need to start with a general idea to specific. General idea, how? Do it like this. What is the study about? Or what is the study all about? The study is basically about the role of technology and academic performance. And how are you going to make a general statement based on the study? And answer the question. What is the study all about? The study is all about and you make an introduction, a short history of what is technology. And from that technology, connect that one to the academic performance. The next part is, what does the other author say about their study? Kaya naman ang study. Saan ay nangingin nun? Duha, positive, negative. You start with the positive statement. Katulong mo ka na. What is the current condition of the setting of your study? Di ba asma ka maganda? Sa mo ang eskwelahan, sir. Ano ka naman maganda? Tungod kay mga sila, sir. Na-observahan mo, sir, ng mga bata na addict na sa ilang paggamit sa cellphone. Tungod kay na ay mga application like ML. Ang mga bata, sir, over-reliance na kayo sa cellphone tungod kay mga ChatGPT. Ang mga bata, sir, hindi na kayo ganahan kahit kang rason, kalibutan. That is the gap of the study where may rason na nakaka-push din mo tungod kay gusto niyo siyang i-investigate. Finally, to make it specific, sa pinakatuloy is how will you address the gap? Tungod kay maganda sa study, because of the scenario, because of the situation, this study will be conducted to address, saan? To resolve, to investigate, to explore, o uman pa. So, from general ba siya sa specific? General, kaya nag-start ka, a broader perspective about technology and academic performance. Next step is you sort out, you research from different perspectives. That's the second step. Pinaka-third na step is nakita mo nga mga problema. And finally, pinaka-last is usaon mo siya pagsultan. Mo ano bang ganda sa study? That is deductive approach. Introduction part. Mo ano pagama mo introduction. Ipaunahin yung tawag sa objective. Ayun, ipauna. Introduction pa man ganyan, yung nakalito. This study will be conducted to kumigit kayo pala kung saan yung variable, di ba? Now, remember, the first thing to do is give some introductory, and that's a general idea. Finally, after giving those general idea, make it more some steps, make some steps, until such time about the some objectives. And that will be the focus of your study. And that's how deductive approach happen in the part of introduction. Kuha, kung pag magama kag story, ay kung nagpupungkod na tao ka nakatago, kung sa'y flat, kung sa'y mga nangitabo na, di ba? When you make a certain essay ba? Di ba are we fond of using essay? Sa itong klase, kung mabasa mo essay na output, di ba? At kung nagtawag ko na ko sa introduction ko, kung direct to the point, kung giingon dito, pwede na kung direct to the point. Depende man sa actual criteria. Kailangan kayo breaks. But then, sa research, dapat siya yung breaks, kanina principle ng deductive approach. Most effective one pa magawa ng thesis or research. Okay? The most effective. Okay? Tayo.
And last is the inductive approach. So, oppositely deductive, what is inductive? Specific to general statement. Starts with specific observation, and when deductive, if deductive is top down, the inductive is a ground up approach. Okay?
Now, this time, baliktad man siya sa deductive. Sa una to, ay kino mag-start ng objective rate. So, which part of your research can you apply inductive approach? Ha? Yes! Very good. The inductive approach is very useful by the time that you are going to interpret the data. Pero kung magamit ka sa yung introduction, critical perspective, framework, deductive approach is very suitable there. Okay? Nakuha ko? Very important.
There is an example, again, of interpretation, observing that students who sit in front of the class tend to have higher test scores or a specific observation, and then developing a theory that sitting position affects academic performance, the general explanation. So, sa interpretation siya na may the specific observation.
Actually, it's not only interpretation, pero pinakahaong yun si inductive approach sa end sa interpretation. Okay?
I guess that ends my report.
Wala?
Tama na sa...
Let's give 5 claps to the reporter, Miss Melanie. Ano naman mga teacher nung okay kayo mga different types of club, night club, mosquito club,
Fireworks club,
no?
club,
Ayan. Now, this time, I just want to ask from your perspective, when can you say that there is, what is the difference by the way of figure and table? Figure and table.
Table is also yun. May mga cells.
Well, a figure can more on drawings.
Okay, class, this time, we will have our counting. How many boys and girls in this group? How many boys? There are
Tulo.
4, so they need. So this time, I just want you to make a pie graph using based on the population. Ito po yung example. Ito po yung pie graph.
Yes.
So how many persons? What's the total population? Let's just consider there are 10. And how many boys? 4. So that's 40%. No? Example. This is the boys, and the remaining here we have the female. No, the male and the female. This is an example of what? A figure, a table. Now this time, can you make a table out of this? Ito po yung table.
Hanggat mo ka na.
Like columns.
Okay, this is an example of a table. Now, in your own perspective, which is more specific? The table.
Yes.
Because it indicates here a certain number. Whereas in the figure, using the pie graph, percentage only occurs, but here both, like percentage, na po numeric, na percentage. Now, in research, di ba, we use two different methods, quantitative and qualitative. Dominantly in quantitative, we use table. They use table. On the other hand, in qualitative, they use figure. However, this is only present in the part of the no, it could be the result of the study, but the part of the schema of the study. So, pinaka-present kayo sa quantitative is the table. Di ba quantitative? Quantitative lang yan siya. Pero sa schema na hindi siya makita. And most of the time in quantitative, these are purely in theme or in words. Okay? Now, in connection with the study of, the report of this Gianani, this is basically about the structure of what is really research. Di ba, ganun siya departmental? Interpretive, what else? Deductive. So yung inductive and deductive approach, those are the different types of approach. What else?
Different types of approach.
Huh? What else? But don't you know what's really the very simplest meaning of research? Ayan.
Research again.
The prefix re, basically the meaning of this is again. Example of a word re. Return, reborn. Reborn ka dyan. Okay? Redo, remarch, rebuild, rewrite. And basically the meaning of that is again. While the word search is meaning
Investigate.
Search, find.
Find.
to look, to find.
Find. To look.
Yes. Isa pa, to investigate. What else?
Analyze.
Explore, analyze. Okay, the meaning of this search is to find a new ideas, or to find. So meaning to say, if you look into the very simplest meaning of research, this is already existing. This is already existing. But what you're going to do this time is to research again. Because of the prefix re. And that's again. That is why research, kaya may gano'n po ba, research siya sir, kaya ano naman po, research siya kung gusto ikaw kayo bumasa. Because the prerequisite for research is reading. If you are considered yourself as a professional reader this time, ano lang po ito, ani, kaya lisod ko di siya buhaton. Kung nag-over-reliance ka, nag-dependent ka kayo ka sa chat GPT ka, na-exage na kayo mga words ibang gamit, ayun na lang pala. Remember, una kong gingon sa akong mga undergrad nga, because they have their subject is called research in education, that's thesis writing. Saan magsabit ka na mo ChatGPT? Makita niyo gihapon. Kay naagya po yung AI na mo-check kung AI generated siya or kinupya siya sa internet. Plagiarize siya. So, mo lang ma-check na kung AI generated ako nila na please read sa literature. Okay? Anak siya. So, yun ang best research, di ba? Ang iwalang ani is give time and work for it. Di ba, sir?
So, sa kalahian niya, sir, when we talk about, when we read different books, sir, yung mga AI, when AI gives those authors, when different also authors,
Because not all generated ideas coming from AI are true and valid. Uban, sir, na ilang mga citations dito is not searchable coming from different sources. Gamak-gamak na siya. Yes, exactly. But AI is very helpful. AI is very helpful. So for example, like cases na hindi pwede mo siya ma-express in your own area, why not assess or help ask help coming from AI? Kaya mutabang man siya. But you don't need to copy and paste it all. All you have to do, malitan magaling natin i-copy and phrase the idea so that you'll be able to come out with a very scholarly output. Okay, buha? Buha to? Sige. Get one hat crosswise.